Hey, welcome to another episode of Chadz Beer Reviews. Another Skype collab with Simon, the Real Ale Guide. How you doing?
Hello, Chad. How are you?
Good. And finally, we're going to review an American beer together. We've done, I think, 2 or 3 British beers and 1 Scottish beer, but we're finally going to do an American beer. This is the Snake Dog IPA by Flying Dog.
Yep.
The blue cap on there. 7.1% ABV. 60 IBUs. That's pretty much it. I'm going to use my Southern Tier goblet tulip glass thing.
Yep. Same kind of glass here.
Magic Rock.
Same beer.
Alright, so you want to get pouring here?
Yep, absolutely.
Alright.
Let's get it open.
How's it smell?
Looks fantastic.
I get a lot of flowers. I get like not so much citrus, but like more like tropical fruit juice. Like kind of like a syrupy, fruity sweetness. Do you get that?
Mine's very, very... I'm getting hardly any nose at all to this, if I'm honest. Very light. Very light.
I get flowers. It smells like it's going to be very sweet for an IPA.
Yeah, it does certainly smell sweet.
Alright, so let's get in here.
Yeah, let's get in. Cheers, Chad.
Cheers.
Nothing like the drinking. Cheers.
Wow, that's bitter.
Wow.
Is it?
Oh, wow.
It's only 60 IBUs, but it's like, it's very, very bitter.
That is very bitter. You know, the first thing I got as soon as I put it to my lips was toffee. Did you get toffee?
Yeah, I get like a sticky, kind of like a confectionery sweetness, like like toffee, or it's like caramelized, like burned sugar.
Yeah. Well, what's your initial thoughts, Chad? I like your initial thoughts when I watch your beer reviews.
My initial thoughts is that it's throwing me for a loop. It's like, it's kind of strange because from the smell I was expecting something more West Coast style with like, you know, citrus and candy kind of taste, but you know, the taste on this one is very, you know, very syrupy, very sticky, and extremely bitter.
Yeah.
It's weird because, you know, I wasn't expecting it to be this kind of sweetness. Like, it's more of like a deeper, richer kind of sweetness than like a lighter candy kind of sweetness.
The bittering for me, as you were talking about the bitterness, was going on and on and on, and it's still there now. It's kind of like at the back of your tongue.
Yeah, the hops linger.
Yeah.
I kind of have, you know, mixed feelings on this one. I mean, it's not bad at all. I would, you know, I like it, but
I like it, and I'm wondering if it's leaning towards a British IPA, but they bumped it up to 7.1%. Would you agree there? Where if it was 4 to 5%, it would taste like a British IPA, but because they bumped it up to 7.1, it kind of, like you mentioned, the maltiness of this beer, the bready maltiness.
yeah, I think Americans, people tend to, you know, when it comes to American IPAs, if they're very malty, people say they're like an English style IPA. It's like it's all just hops and it's completely, you know, it's not balanced, or it's not meant to be balanced. Like, that's an American IPA. I mean, for an American IPA, it's more East Coast style because it's kind of like the sticky, very resiny. You know, no fruit juice, no citrus in here, despite the nose, but yeah, it's a very sticky sweet, almost sickly sweet for an IPA.
Yes. And if you notice, Chad, if you spin the beer up, you kind of get that in the head as well. If you start to spin the beer up, it kind of gives a very, very thick, sticky head as well.
Yeah, I'm getting some nice lacing on here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chad, at this stage of the review, I normally ask myself, but I'm going to ask you, if you were to buy this beer, where would you see yourself buying it? Where would it fit in with your drinking style? And basically, where would this fit in with your lifestyle? Where would you buy this beer, or
With my lifestyle?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, if I was gonna get pizza and wings, this would be good to go with it, especially if you got like really hot wings.
Yeah.
But other than that, like, this isn't the kind of beer I would want just to drink on its own, because it's very bitter and very sweet, and it's drying me out. I mean, the drinkability on it is good, I guess. It's pretty smooth. I mean, yeah, it's very smooth, but it just the hops are lingering, so it's a bit of a challenge. Like,
I'm not really disliking the beer. I'm not really disliking the beer. It's a good beer, but like you say, I just wish we could pause the review for a moment and just get a bit of cheese or something, just to see if we could balance the beer out a little bit. Do you agree?
Yeah. Well, if you would learn how to edit, you can do that, no problem. It's easy.
Yeah. Why don't we do that? Let's do a Chad's final thoughts.
Yep.
We'll come back in a moment with our final thoughts with a bit of food. Cheers. Come back in a moment.
Cheers.
What's your final thoughts on this beer, Chad?
I think it's good, but it's not great. I'll give this a solid 7 out of 10. It's got plenty of flavor, and it's I like the flavor that's there. I think it's like a little too, for such a single a regular IPA. The fact that it's like so bitter at 60 IBUs, it seems a little off, and it's like very, very sticky and sweet. I mean, it just seems like such a bigger beer than it actually is, but it's got plenty of flavor, and I think that drinking it, especially with a meal, would really help. But as a beer in and of itself, it's good. So yeah, 7.
7 out of 10. Do you know? I think I'm going to join you on a 7. It's a very, very good craft beer.
Yeah.
But it's just not mind blowing, is it, mate? It's just not.
No.
It's just not.
But there's nothing really wrong with it either.
No. I'm going to go ahead and say it's probably a beefed up English session beer. It's
on steroids.
Yeah, absolutely. It's 7.1% ABV, and it's a beefed up, very, very malty. It's very sticky.
Yeah.
Kind of what they call it, an IPA. So I'm going to join Chad on a 7 for the Snake Dog IPA from Flying Dog.
Yep. All right. Well, I guess that about wraps it up for this episode of Chad's Beer Reviews. Thanks for Simon from the Real Ale Guide for joining me. That was the Flying Dog Snake Dog IPA. It's a good, slightly weird American IPA. I think it's more for like advanced experienced drinkers than like beginners, but nothing really wrong with it at all. Good beer to have with a meal, especially pizza and wings, I think. So
absolutely
agree.
Yeah.
All right. So thanks again to Simon for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.